Thank goodness.
Yeah. So on the guest line now, we've got LuAnn Pappas. She's the CEO of the Scarlet Pearl Casino on the beautiful Mississippi Gulf Coast. Good morning, Ms. Pappas.
Good morning, Gerald, and it is sunny here on the Gulf Coast.
Is it? So
yes,
it's moving
it is.
through. Yeah. Well, what's the plan down there? How are things going right now?
What's the plan? That's a loaded question. What's the plan?
That's why I asked it.
It's a very loaded question. We're still waiting for word. The last we heard, and hopefully we'll hear more today when the governor speaks at 2:30. But so far what we hear is we should be open by Memorial Day weekend. We're actually hoping to get some notice before that if it is to be Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. And in fact, we had Captain Johnny Pullis with the Mississippi Highway Patrol on the show yesterday, and he was talking about the expectation that travel is going to be quite heavy. And certainly we expect that would be something you'd look forward to as well, people visiting and coming into the casino, staying at the hotel and so forth. I assume you're making all kinds of special plans at this point, right, for a reopening?
We've been working towards a reopening pretty early on in the process. We've actually in-house built the dividers for all of the slot machines, the plexiglass dividers for the social distancing, as well as we have built them for table games to protect the dealer and the customer, and then the customers from one another.
And at the table games, will there be separation for the players there, or will you have the same number of players at the table that we're used to?
That's another loaded question. I'm sure most people have heard the governor mention on more than one occasion that has some concerns about opening tables. Scarlet Pearl certainly hopes that's not the case. We have made provisions to have less than 2 to 3 people at a table game, and again social distancing panels where the cards would be dealt, if we can do it, face up, as well as clear gloves and mask for all.
Wow. And what about the hotel? Is there any provisions you make with respect to the rooms, or perhaps staggering guests in the rooms, or anything special there?
Well, there are pretty strict guidelines regarding housekeeping of the rooms as a result of COVID-19. And currently the process is that the room will only get cleaned one time, and that's at the departure of the guest. Again, another interesting question. I wish I had the answer. We keep going back and forth at Scarlet Pearl. I'm not sure that we're going to open the hotel right away. I have some concerns without sufficient notice. Obviously there's a whole new training protocol, and we have to bring the employees back from furlough in order for them to understand what those new provisions are as a result of the safety measures of COVID-19. So I'm still undecided as to what I'm doing about the hotel.
So, as a former CEO, I will just say that I sympathize, and I don't mean that in a condescending way whatsoever. I mean it in a serious way, in that you need visibility. You need guidance, and it's impossible to make these critical decisions and run a business without that.
I couldn't. What you said is so important, and and I certainly don't take that as condescending. You spend many hours talking to many people about what to do, and there are a lot of opinions. Now, obviously, the CDC has set forth guidelines, but we're in a casino business, and while it's certainly your choice to come to the casino, and I think the casinos have always done an outstanding job. It's one of the core pillars of any organization that in terms of cleanliness. But this takes it to a whole new level, and again, there is no playbook for this, and I think that's been what everyone's been saying, but I don't know that everyone understands Mississippi on unemployment, furloughed, wondering what the business is going to look like when it comes back. There's some that believe we'll be very, very busy, and then there are others that say that's not going to be the case. Nonetheless, we're going to open with about a third of the facility open in terms of the number of gaming units. So that too is going to be a slippery slope when you think about the economics of the additional protection you have to add, as well as the reduced revenue and the impact on the associates. We don't know if you can bring them all back.
So where do you stand, if you don't mind me asking, where do you stand right now with respect to your staff? Are they all furloughed, or have you maintained some of them, or where does that stand?
Well, we have over 800 associates. We speak with them every Friday. We did not furlough our employees until the end of the last pay period was, I believe, April the 15th. And then we did put them on furlough and paid all of their medical benefits and continue to do so and will do so until or unless we get back to work. We do have a staff working right now, and it's about 55 people. There are some positions that were mandated, particularly those in security and surveillance and facilities. However, we were under new construction expanding our high limit gaming room and our VIP lounges. So we had to make significant moves of slot machines and table units in order to accommodate that construction. So we were able to move up and speed up the construction as a result of it, because fortunately they allowed construction to continue as long as there were, 10 or less people in a given area. But we had to have quite a bit of slot staff facilities in order to again move. And at the time we were moving, they then decided that if you reopen, you'd open every other slot machine or potentially
Yeah.
only 2 to 3 people at a table game. So now the good news is we were able to bring back over 30 people 2 weeks ago as a result of we offered to handle or assist the Mississippi Department of Unemployment Securities to assist them in taking care of the unemployment calls. And it's just been a tremendous volume, not just for the state of Mississippi, but for every state in the country regarding what's happened to the unemployment. And they needed help, and we had a call center. We had people that were trained on call accounting between our
Yep.
hotel reservation agents and our hosts. So we were able to bring back, I'd say we probably have 60 people right now at work.
Wow, that's awesome. So, just to be clear, then, your staff of the casino are actually assisting the Mississippi Department of Employment Security, in processing the claims, answering the phone, and so forth, to try to deal with this incredible volume. Which is just very impressive. And I'm sure the MDES is very grateful for that gesture as well and that assistance. They certainly need it. Are
Yeah,
you taking?
it was wonderful to work with him. Very professional. We were able to get trained in a day and a half, and some of their staff stayed with us as we started last Saturday at 7 a.m. taking the calls.
Wow, that's awesome. That's so good to hear. So that's truly a public-private partnership there, folks. It's just exemplary in that respect. Are you able to take reservations now, LuAnn, for guests in the hotel? I know you're unclear about whether or not you're going to open it up and what it's going to look like, but I just know on your website, it's the first thing you see, rightfully, is the reservation tool. Tell us about that.
Well, in the beginning, we were taking reservations. And of course, at the time that we received the order to close, I don't think any of us thought it was going to last this long. At some point, we said, this isn't a good idea to continue to take reservations, because you then only have to turn around and cancel
Yeah,
that reservation. So as of today, no, we are not taking reservations. We are waiting until the word from the Mississippi Gaming Commission that the order to open has been given to us. And then we will immediately, if we open the hotel, we'll begin to take reservations. And I know
yeah.
that I have to make that decision any day now, but it is a difficult one.
You
One of the
know,
things we want to do
uh,
is,
you're certainly earning your pay, shall we say? You're not getting paid enough, in my view, and that's just an opinion. Knowing the stress of a CEO, and I know you feel the stress of every single employee and customer in your community. I don't think a lot of folks that often are critical of chief executives, certainly in the corporate world, don't realize just how much of that brunt a CEO bears. And nobody ever expected you'd be having to deal with this, for sure. And I know you certainly didn't. And well, we appreciate you so much for coming on today, LuAnn, and God bless you and good luck to you. And certainly thanks for helping the Department of Employment Security Services. We really appreciate that. Have a great day, a great weekend, a great Mother's Day. Thank you.
thank you, Gerald. You have a great day too. Stay safe. And bye.
God bless and stay safe as well. The casino industry is very critical to the state of Mississippi, folks. We'll talk about that a little bit and a lot of other stuff when